All right, let's see here. Court will continue with the April 13, 2022 docket, and we're live streamed YouTube. And I'm looking for Miss Barbosa.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Your client, ma'am, is Fidel Bentoncourt, right?
Yes, Your Honor. We're present and ready
All
for a
right.
plea.
Does he need interpreting or no?
No, Your Honor.
English.
It'll be okay. All right. Good afternoon. Let's see here. He's got 5 cases. I think it's a plea on 2 cases,
Yes, Your Honor.
and the 3 possible dismissal, right?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor. Subject to the court's approval.
All right. There we go. Mr. Bentoncourt, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
There's 5 cases. 2 are you're gonna plea on 2, and I think 3 are gonna get dismissed. All right, let me see here. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. First one, CR 2201-434D, Fidel Bentoncourt, Class A misdemeanor, violation of protective order. Second one, CR 2201-435D, Fidel Bentoncourt, also a violation of protective order, Class A misdemeanor. Each case is a Class A misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give your plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on both cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14, disclosure as Exhibit 3. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of his own court, and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to declare plead guilty.
No objection, Your Honor. So agreed and stipulated as to venue and jurisdiction.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cause numbers, CR 2201-434D, CR 2201-435D. Recommendations, are they the same by any chance?
Yes, Judge, they are.
Your Honor, for the court's information, the offers are identical.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I think I know what you were trying to do there.
Identical.
But it sounds better in person. I'm sorry, okay? Zoom is not going to really work. We'll do it when we get back in court pretty soon, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll remind you. Yes, sir. State, what is it?
Yes, Judge. State recommended $100 fine, court costs, 65 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 65 days, Judge.
All right. Now, for both cases, court will waive the fine and court costs. It'll be 65 days for 65 days served. It'll be a time served for each case. Time served each case. And the other 3, state?
Yes, on CR 2009-817D, and on CR 2009-818D, and on CR 2009-819D, Judge. That will be dismissed with the aforementioned plea, Judge.
Court will hereby dismiss CR 2009-817D, 818D, 819D, all 3 of them, State of Texas versus Fidel Rafael Bentoncourt. All these 3 cases are hereby dismissed. All right. Did you understand that, Mr. Bentoncourt?
Yes, sir.
Time served on both cases. The other 3 are dismissed. You're excused. Have a great day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You will likewise.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my business for this most honorable court. May I be excused?
You may be excused. Thank you so much. We'll see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Munoz, number 1. Omar Nunez.
How about Omar Nunez? Omar Nunez. It'll be a plea, Mr. Munoz.
Yes, Judge.
All
We're present
right.
ready for a plea, sir.
Hey, Spanish
All right.
speaker, Judge.
Okay, thank you. CR 200. First of all,
Levanta tu mano derecha.
you swear
Omar.
the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
¿Juras que el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
You may put your hand down.
Puedes bajar tu mano.
CR 2006694D, Omar Alanis Nunez. Your charge is a Class A misdemeanor assault. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
En el caso tuyo, CR 20-06694D, el Estado de Texas contra Omar Alanis Núñez, te acusan de una clase A. Bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $4,000 y no más de un año en la cárcel. La pregunta es, ¿comprendes eso sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're also entitled to an appeal and that you waived those two rights.
Comprendes que tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso, también tienes el derecho de apelar, pero ¿es correcto que tú has rechazado esos dos derechos?
Sí.
Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente?
No.
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations when you give a plea?
¿Comprendes tú que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that your plea of guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law?
Y comprendes tú que si tú no eres ciudadano de este país y te declaras culpable, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te nieguen la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales. ¿Comprendes eso sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not
¿Y
guilty?
cómo te declaras culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
State?
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure as Exhibit 3. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to plead guilty.
No objection, Judge, so stipulated.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. Recommendation, state?
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 253 days in Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 253 days.
Court will hereby waive the fine and court costs. Therefore, it'll be a time served. 253 for 253 served. It'll be a time served. Tiempo servido, sir.
253 días, crédito por 253 es tiempo servido. Suerte.
Okay, thank you, sir. You may be
Gracias.
excused. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Munoz?
That's all I
Thank
have,
you.
Mr. Chairman, Judge. May I be excused?
Okay, you're excused. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Mr. Ricardo Flores, number 9. José Jesús Mata.
Jose Mata. All right, Mr. Flores, it'll be a plea, right, sir? Need to unmute, Mr. Flores?
Sí.
Nothing, Mr.
No Spanish speaker, Judge.
Spanish speaker? Okay, thank you.
There you are. Okay.
All right, okay, good afternoon, Mr. Flores. How you
Good
doing?
afternoon, sir. Yes, it's a plea.
Okay, thank you. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Levante su mano derecha, señor. Usted jura que el testimonio que va a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Yes, sir.
And you can put your hand up. CR 22-022-14D, Jose Jesus Mata. Your charge here is Class B misdemeanor harassment. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
Well, sometimes I don't remember things.
Okay, well, okay, but a doctor has never declared you incompetent, right?
No.
Okay,
It was seen, ¿cómo se llama? En el ese del mental.
oh, you've been there before, like in a mental place?
Well, en ese, no me acuerdo cómo se llama, en la que está en Huélago.
Oh, okay, but right now you understand that you're being charged with a Class B misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
You understand what probation is and all of that?
Yes, sir.
And your attorney explained it to you as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, court finds you competent to stand trial. You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right. And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure as Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and need assessment as Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate in the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to plead guilty.
Your Honor, I have no objection to states 1 through 4, and we stipulate to venue and jurisdiction. I didn't quite catch that last part, though.
Okay. All right.
The last part
The
is
last-
to stipulate that evidence that's been filed is sufficient to plead guilty.
Your Honor, we'd stipulate that if believed that it's sufficient.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. Recommendation, state?
Yes, Judge, the state recommend $200 fine, court costs, 180 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, probably for 1 year, a life skill course, 20 commissioner's hours, and the defendant is to stay away from the victim, Ana Mercado.
Ana Mercado. Away from Ana Mercado. Who's Ana Mercado? Is that a relative or that?
Well, that's the daughter of Maria Carmela Mercado, the one that I was living with.
Okay. Okay. But you're supposed to stay away from her, okay? From Ana Mercado?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Stay away from her, okay, sir?
Okay.
Your Honor,
Okay.
we'd ask the court to consider, he was on disability, and now that he's old enough, he's on Social Security because they combine that stuff.
Yes, I'm disabled.
That's all his income is. He's on parole. Parole apparently has told him he's going to a halfway house.
Yes,
over
sir.
there in Westlaco.
In Edinburgh, that's what she said.
Okay, well, anyway.
All right.
Edinburgh or Westlaco.
Okay, but he's done
He's in a
41 days,
position
right?
To do a lot with money.
And he's done 41 days.
Mhm.
Okay, because of the 40 plus days in jail, court will weigh the fine and court costs and the community hours. Okay,
Good.
no fine, no court costs, no community hours. Okay, sir?
Okay, sir, but like when I get out, I'm gonna get my property from here.
Well, I don't know, but
He's worried about the property at the jail. They'll
Yeah,
give it
because
to him when he checks out.
I'm gonna be in a big house, so I need the money.
okay, whatever property you have in the jail, you're gonna get it. Yes, sir. When you
Okay,
go-
sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Your Honor, that's all I have this afternoon. It's good to see you. May we be excused.
Yes, sir. Good to see you. Have a great day. Thank you, sir.
You too, sir.
Bye-bye. Who's next?
Yes, we have number 10 and number 11, Mr. Edelmiro Arredondo, Ángel de Jesús Durán.
Ángel Duran. Ángel Duran. Mr. Arredondo, there you are. Good afternoon. 2 cases. State, is he gonna plea on both of them?
Yes, Judge.
It'll be a plea on both of them. Okay. All right, and we have Duran. Okay, that'll be Ángel de Jesús Duran.
Levante su mano derecha, señor Durán.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
¿Usted
truth?
jura que el testimonio que va a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Así es.
You can,
That's correct.
you can put your hand down.
Puede bajar su mano.
First case, CR 2202-896D, Ángel de Jesús Duran, DWI, Class B misdemeanor.
El primer caso es CR 2202-896D, Ángel de Jesús Durán, andar manejando en el estado de embriaguez, que es una clase B.
That carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction.
Ese caso, clase B, bajo la ley, es no más de una multa de $2,000 y no más de 6 meses en la cárcel.
The second case, CR 2202-897D, Ángel de Jesús Duran, is failure to ID, Class A misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand all of that, sir?
En el segundo caso, CR 2202-897D, el estado de Texas contra Ángel de Jesús Durán, te acusan de falta de identificación, que es una clase A. Bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $4,000 y no más de 1 año en la cárcel. La pregunta del juez es, ¿comprendes eso en los 2 casos? ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're also entitled to an appeal. And did you waive those 2 rights?
Comprendes que tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso, también tienes el derecho de apelar, pero ¿es correcto que tú has rechazado esos 2 derechos en los 2 casos?
Sí.
Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente?
No.
You understand that
No.
the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give a plea?
¿Comprendes tú que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable?
Entiendo.
Yes.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that you plead guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law.
Y comprendes que si no eres ciudadano de este país y te declaras culpable, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te niegue la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales. ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
¿Cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on both
¿Y
cases?
te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente en los dos casos?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and official report as State Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14, disclosure as State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and need assessment as State Exhibit 4. They would also request defense counsel to stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to cover plead guilty.
There's no objection, Your Honor. We so agree and stipulate to all of the state's requests.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cause numbers. Recommendations, let's do the DWI case for CR 22-02-896D.
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $250 fine, court costs, 180 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, probably for 10 months, an alcohol course, an interlock ignition device, 90 days Texas driverless suspension, and 20 commercial service hours.
Here, the second recommendation, and then I'll go over them again. Yes, sir. The second one?
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $250 fine, court costs, 1 year in the Hidalgo County Jail, probably for 10 months, a life skill course, and 20 commercial service hours, Judge.
Okay, on the second case, CR 22-02-897D, no fine, no court costs, no community hours, and to run concurrent with the first one.
Señor Durán, en el segundo caso te va a quitar la multa y te va a quitar los costos de corte, vas a estar en 10 meses de libertad condicional, te va a quitar las horas de servicio a la comunidad y tienes que hacer una clase que el oficial te explica cuándo y dónde tienes que tomar esa clase.
Furthermore, on the DWI case, no community hours, 90-day suspension to run concurrent with the administrative suspension. Let me see here. He's been in jail more than 20 days. We'll make it $100 fine plus court costs. Oh, by the way, no supervision fees on the Class A misdemeanor.
En el primer caso, que es andar manejando en el estado de ebriedad, la multa le bajó a $100 más costos de corte y te quitó las horas de servicio a la comunidad. La licencia va a estar suspendida por 90 días. Entonces,
Yeah, they're going to run concurrent. Anything else, Mr. Lozano?
y los dos casos van a correr conjuntos.
Judge, that'll be it, Judge. Thank you for everything. It was nice.
All right, thank you very much.
Have a
Good luck
great-
with your probation there, Mr. Duran.
Suerte con su libertad condicional, señor Durán. Se puede retirar.
Okay, bye-bye.
Gracias.
Bye.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Have a great day.
Likewise,
Pase
Judge.
buen día.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Number 5, Mr. Paco Gonzalez. He has Agustin Jaime Arjona.
Hello,
Judge.
Agustin Arjona. Hello, Mr. Gonzalez. It'll be a plea, right, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see here. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, CR 21-09687D, Agustin Jaime Arjona. Your charge, Class A misdemeanor assault. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
Yes.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as State Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14, disclosure as State Exhibit 3. State will also request defense counsel to stipulate the venue and jurisdiction of the honorable court, and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to cover plead guilty.
You're muted, Mr. Gonzalez.
I just realized that, Judge. That was my,
Okay.
no objection is so stipulated, Judge.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And recommendation, state?
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 39 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 39 days.
Court will hereby waive the fine and court costs, and it'll be a time served. 39 days for 39 days. Anything else, Mr. Gonzalez?
Just that he's going to SATF as part of his felony. You want
Okay.
that cause number into the record?
No. Oh, you want it? Yeah, do you have it?
It is CR 2020 G. And wait, it's CR 29921G.
I think it's better if you say it backwards, Papa.
There's everything, it has a lot of twos and
Okay. Too many 20s. Anyway, I think somebody got it. There's about 10 people here that probably got it.
probably your court
I
reporter
hope
got
the
it.
court reporter got it because I didn't get it. But
They're-
anyway,
They're pros at that, Judge.
thanks for the offer of the cost number. Anyway, good luck there, Mr. Arjona. You're excused. Thank you.
Have a good day, Judge.
You, sir. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Paco. Have a happy Easter.
Bye. Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Have a good Easter.
Happy Easter. Thank you. Who's next?
Mr. Eloy Hernandez.
All right.
Number 6.
Mr. Ed.
Misael Montoya.
I'm right here.
Okay, we need. Yeah, let me close. Let him close the door so we can.
Misael Montoya.
Yeah, let him close the door and they will.
Good afternoon, Judge. He needs an interpreter.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Hernandez. All right. Next case, Misael Montoya.
Montoya, levanta tu mano derecha.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
¿Juras
truth?
que el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad? ¿Es solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
You can put your hand down.
Puedes bajar tu mano.
CR 21-14-158D, Misael Montoya. You're charged DWI, Class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Misael, en el caso tuyo, CR 21-14158 del Estado de Texas contra Misael Montoya, te acusan de andar manejando en el estado de ebriedad, que es una clase A. Bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $4,000 y no más de un año en la cárcel. La pregunta es, ¿comprendes eso sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
Comprendes que tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso. También tienes el derecho de apelar. Pero es correcto que tú has rechazado esos dos derechos.
Sí.
Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente?
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
¿Comprendes tú que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that your plea of guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law?
Y comprendes tú que si no eres ciudadano de este país y te declaras culpable, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te nieguen la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales. ¿Comprendes eso sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not
¿Y
guilty?
cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Y te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39-14, disclosure as Exhibit 3. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate in the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to plead guilty.
Your Honor, we have no objections to all of the state's exhibits. We so agree and stipulate a venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court.
And without objections, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that Misael Montoya is guilty as charged in CR 21-14-158D. Recommendation, state?
The state recommend $100 fine, court cost, 120 days in the Douglas County Jail, credit for 120 days.
Court will hereby waive the court costs and the fine. Therefore, it'll be 120 days for 120. It'll be a time served.
Misael, te quitó la multa y te quitó los costos de la corte. Tiempo servido, has servido 120 días, te van a dar crédito por 120 días.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Suerte. Gracias.
May be excused.
Gracias.
Mr. Hernandez, is that it, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, may I be excused?
You may be excused. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
And the
You
last
too.
one we have
Yes,
is-
sir.
Happy to everybody.
Yes, sir. Happy Easter, sir.
Happy Easter, Mr. Hernandez.
The last one is Gonzalez, right? What is it?
Nevaya.
Nevai.
Excuse?
Yeah,
So
I
that's
think,
Yes.
oh, yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Happy
you.
holidays. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. McPherson, let's see here. It'll be Nevaeh Gonzalez.
Yes, it's
a
plea.
All right, thank you, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down and speak a little bit louder, please.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
That's fine. CR 2203-412D, Nevaeh Gonzalez. Your charge, Class A misdemeanor, possession of a controlled substance. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're also entitled to an appeal, and that you waive those two rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. State?
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 314 disclosure as Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and need assessment as Exhibit 4. State will also request defense counsel to stipulate a venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to plead guilty.
No objection, and we so stipulate.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And a recommendation, state?
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 4 months deferred, a drug education course, and 20 commercial hours.
All right. It'll be the judgment of the court that the finding of guilty and all further proceedings are hereby deferred in CR 2203-412D in state versus Nevaeh Gonzalez. All right. Court will hereby waive the 20 community hours. And anything else, Mr. McPherson?
No, that's all, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, sir, you may be excused. Have a great day. That'll be your judgment. You may be excused. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. That's all
You're
we
welcome.
have.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Bye-bye. Is that it for right now?
That is it for the criminal cases.
Criminal cases? All right. Then you're all excused, right? All right.
Rick, don't log off. Rick, did Abiel Flores?
No contact with Mr. Javier Flores at all. However, Mr. Mike texted me during the session